Did you know India is the second largest insurance technology market in Asia Pacific, accounting for 35% of the $3.66 billion venture capital coming into the region? InsurTech is revolutionizing the historically data-rich insurance industry through digital technologies. In case of health and life insurance, insurance service providers, ISP, require access to a person's medical and financial records. The increasing collection of policyholder information has raised concerns regarding data privacy. The Data Security Council of India, DSCI, has developed a sectoral privacy guide for this sector to facilitate a digital trust relationship between insurance service providers, ISP, and customers. The guide identifies all the touchpoints where customer data is collected and emphasizes the importance of privacy from the customer's viewpoint. We'll discuss this in detail as we proceed in the video. Who is this insurance guide for? This insurance guide is for all organizations and individuals belonging to the insurance ecosystem, including individuals and corporate agents, insurance and reinsurance brokers, insurance marketing firms, insurance web aggregators, surveyors and loss assessors, common service centers that offer insurance products. Now, let's trace a policyholder's journey to identify data processing points. There are 6 stages in a policyholder's journey in the insurance ecosystem. Step 1. Search. Rekha identifies the need for an insurance policy, searches for options, and consults brokers and agents before purchasing. Step 2. Selection. Rekha chooses a policy from the options available to her. Once a policyholder finalizes an option, Step 3. Onboarding. After considering a policy that suits her the best, Rekha completes her KYC process and consents to data processing. The insurance service provider then does a risk assessment to verify details. Purchase. Post the risk assessment and verification of details, Rekha enters into a formal agreement with the ISP and gets a policy card. The ISP can then share her data with intermediaries like insurance repositories. Step 5. Use. Once the formalities are over with, Rekha pays premiums and can claim a payout if an insured risk happens. The ISP then monitors the claim and requests the user for certain documents. Step 6. Exit. Rekha can choose to terminate or not renew her policy. So there you have it, the 6 stages of a policyholder's journey in the insurance ecosystem. Everything looks plain and simple, but is Rekha's journey as a policyholder really risk-free? Let's analyze it in a little more detail. In the insurance industry, data plays a vital role around which all other things revolve. It's shared among stakeholders and processed throughout various stages, sometimes out of necessity and sometimes due to regulations. Technical, legal, and regulatory developments intervene a lot in managing this huge chunk of data, and this is where the ISPs need to step up to maintain the security of confidential documents in their possession. Insurance customer-centric privacy principles. We have 8 principles for ISPs to strengthen policyholders' privacy and introduce data protection safeguards. Let's discuss them with examples. 1. Communicating effectively with policyholders. Lakshmi downloads the app of an ISP to purchase health insurance for herself. She is asked to share her contact number and financial details on the app to create her account. Lakshmi is unsure if she should share her personal identifiers with them and wishes to read the app's privacy policy. However, she was not able to find it anywhere on the app. To prevent such discrepancies, the ISP must provide easy access to terms and conditions, explain the T&C in a simple language, have a dedicated customer support section on the app. 2. obtaining informed consent from policyholders. Sarah, a visually impaired woman, purchased a life insurance policy from a certain ISP with the help of her family. 4 years later, she decided to cancel her insurance policy with the ISP because they modified its terms and conditions over the years without informing her in advance. When she approached the ISP, she couldn't withdraw her consent from the ISP as a visually impaired person due to an inaccessible process. To avoid unfortunate scenarios like this, the ISPs should make withdrawal of consent as easy as giving consent. Make their systems friendly for policyholders with disabilities. 3. Collecting accurate and proportionate personal data for providing insurance. Khyati got married recently. She approached her ISP to update her residential address. She discovered that some of her personal information not covered in the privacy notice was updated incorrectly when she approached them. The ISP refused her request to delete the unnecessary data, claiming they don't have the means to identify it in the system. Key considerations for ISPs: collect personal data in a proportionate and accurate manner. Have mechanisms to verify the quality of the data they process. 4. Securing policyholders' personal data. Let's assume Insurel is a leading health insurance provider in India that stores all the personal information of its policyholders in a centralized database and also uses APIs to share this information with authorized third parties. On suffering a data breach that leaked highly sensitive personal information of its policyholders, Insurel was found guilty of not taking measures to secure data that was shared with third parties and suffered collateral damage due to their improper oversight of their data security practices. Key considerations for ISPs: identify vulnerabilities, establish safeguards in accordance with the risks, secure the information shared with third parties. 5. Using or disclosing personal data with the consent of the policyholder for clear, specific, and lawful purposes. Samira approached an ISP to sign up for health insurance. Her personal data was collected as part of the onboarding process. Soon, Samira begins to receive promotional messages from various gyms in her locality. On consulting her ISP, she learns that the contract enabled the ISP to share her personal information with third-party affiliates. In such situations, the ISPs shouldn't ask for blanket consent or have segregated consent forms. They should only share personal data with playholders' clear, specific, and lawful consent. 6. Enabling policyholders to access and rectify their personal data. After the occurrence of an accident, Alam visited an ISP-approved mechanic for repairing his car. Alam's repair claim was denied by the mechanic because the car's chassis number didn't match the insurance records. When he reached out to the ISP to correct his chassis number, they asked him to follow a complex method to update this important information. Alam faced insurance claiming issues due to poor customer service and complicated digital routes by the ISP. To prevent this issue, a straightforward process for accessing and correcting data should be in place. ISPs must inform third parties of personal data changes or any processing activities. 7. Using automated means of processing responsibly. On contracting dengue, Anuj and Harshita filed claims with the same ISP under the same insurance scheme. However, the ISP approved only a fraction of Harshita's claim, while Anuj's claim was approved in its entirety. On raising this concern, the ISP explained that claim settlement is automated and they can't help Harshita. The takeaway for ISPs here is that they should strengthen human oversight and adopt safeguards against risks posed by the automated processing of claims. provide control to policyholders over decisions made through automated means. 8. Demonstrating compliance with best data protection practices. Michael realizes that his insurance account has been hacked and his personal information has been altered on the portal. His ISP denies any role in the incident and claims to have robust practices in place. Later, it is revealed that one of the ISP's technological partners had suffered a major data breach. The ISP had not taken adequate measures to ensure its partners maintain adequate data protection and security safeguards. The takeaway here is ISPs must have the resources for personal data protection. They should demonstrate compliance with data protection laws. Have a grievance redressal channel for policyholders. We have now reached the conclusion of the 8 insurance customer-centric privacy principles. The key concepts we have discussed in this video are intended to inspire you to understand the challenges of policyholders' privacy, introduce human oversight over digital technologies that pose data privacy risks, keep up with the innovations in the InsurTech segment, create organizational capacity for data protection of customers. With the increasing importance of data privacy and security, the InsurTech landscape in India must brace itself for new regulations and laws. Policyholders, ISPs, and third-party entities must make every effort to protect their data and adhere to strong data policies. We trust that the information provided in this video has been informative and extensive, assisting you in initiating the implementation of privacy best practices within your workplace. Our self-assessment checklist will aid in evaluating your adoption of customer-centric privacy principles. For enhanced privacy implementation as an insurance service provider, please download the complete guide now.